Hey guys, the Brickmaster here. Today we're going to be taking a look at my mock of some sort of post-apocalyptic camp set up by these four characters. When I first began building this, I just built up 2 layers of tan plates, and then went back and added 3 dark tan splotches staggered throughout, pretty much one on each edge besides this edge, to give it a little bit more character and also kind of looked boring with just one color. And I didn't want to use any slope pieces because when I think of sand, I think of it being coarse, rough, and getting everywhere. And it isn't really smooth, and it's annoying, and sand isn't nice. And then I built these 4 figures and plopped them on there, and it didn't look nice, so then I decided I would make it some sort of camp. And I started by building this thing, and I experimented with Jarvis bricks and rounded off angles for maybe a good 15 minutes before coming up with this design, which I really enjoy. The only problem is just like a hole through the center of it, which I don't quite like. And then I designed this thing, which is actually semi-interesting, so I'll take that off. It's this tire piece with, where's a better angle? This tire piece with this tire piece around it, like so. And then 2 of those stacked on top of that dish piece, if I can get it out. With then this 1x1 slab with a hole in this bar connected into this tiled off round piece, which is finicky, that has the sticker on it. I have no idea where the sticker came from. I just noticed it in my sticker/printed parts bin. Thought it was cool. As that topples over, if I push this incorrectly, it goes back to the way it was. Maybe it's some sort of generator. I don't know, just cool looking thing. And that leads us into this guy who's kneeling down, shooting some sort of blaster at some sort of dish piece thing. And then I've got this fire pit, which I'm not proud of and I think looks very weird and forced, and I'm really not good at building fire pits. I thought about using a rubber band, but I didn't want to use a white rubber band, and I don't have a brown one. I'm not even sure if they make brown ones. And then the final little build thing I have is the very last thing I did after I positioned all the figures and such. Is this little box was just a Jarvis brick with some plates around it, and then a 2x2 tile stuck on top of it. For positioning the figures, I stuck the one guy, like I mentioned before, shooting the thing. This guy's just chilling, warming his hands up by the fire from the other end of the desert, but the desert gets cold at night, kind of-ish. This guy I think of as being quiet and not talking. Meanwhile, this guy is saying something like, "Hello, chum," or something. I don't know. I just built these characters and try to think of, if this was a stop motion, what they would be doing. Is how I tend to position figures in something like this where it isn't preset in a book. Speaking of the figures, let's get on to how they look. So this is a clearer view of all the figures. I'm not going to go into how I made them and what parts are for what minifigure. If you want to see that video, similar to all my other how to build minifigure videos, put that in the comment section down below and I will do that in a separate video. One of the most important things, though, about making post-apocalyptic figures, or any figures from scratch, is thinking of a theme. This guy's probably the best example of that, where I used dark tan/light tan robes, all the same texture and whatnot, to create a congruent-looking figure. Same with this guy, where I used blue and black in this more army style, I guess, type of clothing, but with some still battle damage, I guess. This guy's probably my least favorite just because the colors don't contrast very well, but still looks nice and a war-hardened character of some sort. The idea of this guy, which probably didn't translate very well, is to make him look like he had some sort of a sense of humor, while still being the tough, heavyweight person, I guess. I originally just had this arm also being dark tan, but that looked plain, so I decided to make that dark blue to go along with the other legs, which I very purposely made different from this guy's legs, because I don't want anything to look the same. I'm okay with weapons looking the same though, because there's only so many. This is my favorite weapon though. I think it looks the most realistic and the coolest. Also, you can put two things on the end of it in two different spots, which is always nice. And then for faces, just make sure the eyebrows match up. Like this guy's got orange eyebrows with orange hair, black with black. Brown, I think, can work with this shade of lighter brown too, and then black with black again. Black hair is obviously the most common leg of hair, which is why it's used twice here. And then I guess I'll really quickly show you this guy's backpack, which is actually a really interesting build that I will show you if you want to see that video, along with how I made these figures. Now let's move into the outro. One other important detail I randomly thought of while I was assembling them in this different formation to show a different scene playing out is I originally had this gray gun sitting on top of the box, but then it blends in, which is why you need to put a contrasting color there, such as black. And then I just like also experimenting with different minifigure placements and holding weapon positions and whatnot. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss another video. And with that, I bid you farewell.